Wanted to have my old friend, the Warlock, Kung Fu Panda himself, on the program. Why? Because there's a massive fight happening in London. There are big fights consistently happening over in the UK. Not so much here as far as boxing is concerned. Not so much here in America. But over there, it's as hot as can be. He's on TalkSport. He's on the Daily Telegraph. They're covering boxing over there like we cover the NBA over here. It's the second biggest sport in the country, in the region, behind football. And as fate would have it, there's a pretty big news story that just broke regarding one of their own and arguably the most famous boxer coming out of the UK right now. And so let's go over to London. I believe he's at the Open Workouts, standing by as our correspondent, the one and only, my old friend, Gareth A. Davies. Is he there? There he is. I could kiss you if you were in front of me, Gareth. How are you?
I'm very well, Ariel Helwani. It's lovely to be on your uncrowned show. It's the Ariel Helwani Show. It looks the same as it always did. Very messy desk you have there, don't you? And you look fantastic, sir.
Thank you. Wow, it's so nice to hear from you. Thank you for the compliments and a bit of an insult as well. You look fantastic. I see you all the time. You're such a big. You're more popular than ever, dare I say?
Well, hopefully I'm more popular than you are here, because you can tell that story there.
Never. Why do you open the door for this? Why do you open the door? I was trying to let it go. You always open the door. What a time it was.
Look, I'll put my hands in the air. You're more famous in the UK than I am. Wherever we are, whether it be a gas station, up the freeway, here in Canary Wharf, you'd be mobbed right now while I'd be sitting here writing the Anthony Joshua story.
Okay, so can we talk about that? No dilly-dallying. There's a news story that just came out, courtesy of The Ring and Mike Coppinger, that Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul are in deep discussions to have a fight in December. There's the graphic right over there. You know Anthony very well. You're the man when it comes to all things UK boxing and boxing in particular. Your reaction to this, and what are you hearing as far as how close this is to being finalized?
I'm a little shocked, Ariel, as anyone in boxing would be, that Anthony Joshua, two-time heavyweight champion of the world, who's been in training camp with Alexander Usyk recently, we've learned, who wants a trilogy fight with Alexander Usyk, who's being prepared behind the scenes for a fight with Tyson Fury, hopefully, that would bookend an amazing era of heavyweights in the UK. I'm really shocked that he would take a fight with Jake Paul. On the other hand, if he's earning 50 million to go to Netflix and leave DAZN for a fight, I understand the cradle of money that these guys earn is extraordinary at this stage in their careers, and he probably wouldn't say no to it. On another level, I don't think it should be sanctioned. As you know yourself, Florida is a very lenient commission if it is going to take place in Miami in December. I have heard from Eddie Hearn. Someone might impersonate him here. Someone might even impersonate him. Just bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's here.
Oh, Eddie's here? The actual Edward Hearn?
Eddie Hearn's here. Eddie Hearn's here.
You put me under so much pressure.
Is AJ and Jake Paul going to happen, Eddie?
Well, it's a fight that AJ needs. It's a massive fight. And I think Gervonta Davis, from moving up to Gervonta Davis, to Anthony Joshua, I don't like Jake Paul, but you've got to give him credit. Amazing. Fantastic.
There he is.
What about Tyson Fury?
Al Foran, of course. Yeah, Al Foran.
Hello, Ariel.
A quick answer for Ariel. Can we really see this fight happening?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do this to Tyson Fury. I can see Jake Paul beating Anthony Joshua, and I'm going to put money on him. I'll put £1 million on it. My dad can too. 100%, and it will happen. And I'll tell you what, AJ, if you want me, we're going to make it happen. Get up.
What do you think Chris Eubank thinks about it?
I mean, do we look at it as some sort of a tune-up fight for AJ? The fact that it's so, it's very short notice with regards to it being next month. But why are we not talking about the fight on Saturday?
Well, we will in a minute.
My favorite one is Katie Taylor. Ask him what Katie thinks about it.
What did Katie Taylor think of it?
Listen, it is what it is. You have to give the props to Jake Paul. You really do, because, he's making it. This is a massive step up for him. A lot of people were, criticising him for fighting Gervonta Davis because, he's about 60 pounds lighter than him. Now he's fighting a fellow who's 60 pounds heavier than him. So fair play to him.
But if it does take place in Miami in December, do you think Donald Trump there? What do you think he thinks about
Well,
it?
it's not too far from Mar-a-Lago. I think it's a great fight. I think, Jake Paul, he's doing it. You can say whatever you want about Jake Paul. He's doing great things for boxing. He put on a great show in Madison Square Garden in July with Katie Taylor and Serena. That was a great show, wasn't it?
Can you do Ariel Helwani as well? What does he think about
Hey,
it?
there he is. Oh, there he is. Hey, Al. Hey,
Right. Go on. Go and get me a
I'll do
tequila.
Gareth A. Davies.
My face is hurting. My face is hurting. Tell him my face is hurting.
Go on.
Speaking to you, to Gareth A. Davies here in London versus Ben 2. He's going to tell you how bad that impression was when I leave.
Yeah, Alfred, go and get me a tequila. I'll meet you around the corner in a minute.
Oh my God! What a legend.
The brilliant.
Amazing.
Alfred. Cheers, brother.
Well done,
Yeah,
well done.
I'll see you in a minute.
My face hurts. Okay.
Yeah, he is brilliant.
He's unbelievable, prolific. As are you. Back to the original answer. Why do you feel surprised? Why I think you said you're shocked. Why shocked that AJ would do this?
Because it really damages his legacy as a two-time heavyweight champion of the world if he really is taking a run at big fights again. As I say, the fight with Tyson Fury. I know they're talking about it behind the scenes, Ariel. I know that Saudis are involved in it as well. I know they're talking about a big Wembley Stadium fight next year. Eddie Hearn's been talking about a tune-up for Anthony Joshua, but this isn't a tune-up. But even over and above that, I just don't believe Jake Paul, who you mentioned how big boxing is in the UK, he wouldn't even win what we call an area title here in the UK. There's guys better than him at cruiserweight. And I think it's a dangerous thing to be setting. It's a dangerous precedent to be setting to allow a very dangerous, modern, powerful, punching heavyweight, a knockout artist, in against a guy who was really a novice in sport. It was different when he fought Mike Tyson. It was an exhibition. They will probably call this an exhibition if it goes ahead. I've got not a statement, but I did get hold of Eddie Hearn just to finish the round on that. With you, as you said, I have got my ear to the ground on this. I asked Eddie about the Coppinger tweet, and he's saying nothing close yet, that he and Nikisa have spoken, but his view is that I don't imagine Jake is crazy enough to do that. I think Jake is crazy enough to do it, but I don't think it should be sanctioned, is my view, my professional view on it.
Okay, can I just ask, you say that it would damage AJ's legacy, if in fact it does happen. But, the likes of Muhammad Ali had an exhibition against Antonio. Is someone else coming? Who's here now? Who do we have now?
The Jedi Floyd is here now as well.
Wow, we've got just like a who's who of people. Hello, they can't
Was
hear.
it Shane Mosley you're up against last?
No, I beat Shane Mosley. I beat the guy. Now I'm fighting Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh, for DeGale, now you're fighting Billy Joe Saunders. I got all the news stories for you.
Yeah, look at this. On the scene. We appreciate it.
I don't know what he's saying.
It's Ariel. You know Ariel. Yeah, have you been on his show?
No, I haven't.
Well, hello.
You know this fella. This is a guy
brother.
that when the bell rings, he doesn't know when to stop. You just keep fighting, don't you? You don't believe in the pause
No,
between
just that
rounds.
last fight with the guy, I was getting eye gouged, so I was just sort of, I was reacting, and he was incredibly smart. Obviously, he's been around a long time, and I reacted, and I kept getting pinched like I normally do.
I know I'm acting as your agent almost over here at the moment because everyone's coming out of the workouts.
He looks like a young Dan Hardy. He looks like Dan Hardy.
He looks like a young Dan
Hardy.
Hardy. Does indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Circa 2010.
Circa 2010. Now, I think he's got a bit of a better mohawk than Dan had, isn't he?
Yeah, well, all right.
I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of anything. I still wear silky boxers from 25 years ago.
Right, you've had your minute of fame. Go on,
Okay.
I'll catch you around the corner. Lovely to see you, mate. I
Bye-bye.
just wanted to get you on the Helwani Show quick. I'll see you in a minute. Cheers.
So, Gareth,
He's giving me dirty looks now because I've thrown him out of the show. Don't hurt me, Matt.
Muhammad Ali once fought Antonio Inoki in his prime. George Foreman once fought 3 men on the same night in Toronto after the five men. Excuse me. Yeah. So great boxers have done, side quests, as they say. Why would this damage his legacy?
I just think a lot of people here would look down on him doing this fight, and I think that's the way the fans will react. He has a hard time with the fans, Anthony Joshua. Half the people love him, half the people are critical of him. I think he's an amazing character. I just don't think it's the tune-up fight for Anthony Joshua, for Tyson Fury, and I do think it would damage his legacy in some ways that he's acquiesced to fighting Jake Paul. Listen, I'm a big fan of Jake Paul and what he's done, creating this different kind of highway, if you like, for influencer boxers, and he's the guy that's taken it the furthest. But I'd like to see him in against a KSI or someone like that. That's the really big fight in my view.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about this weekend, a fight that we know is happening. Our feeling here, Gareth, our old friend New York Rick, Eric Jackman, who you've known for so many years, said leading up to the first fight, it was his most anticipated fight of the year. We were all buzzing for it. From our POV, stateside, it doesn't feel as big. And I wonder, A, how it's feeling over there, and B, do you think if it doesn't feel as big, if it's because they went back to the well too soon? If it's too soon from April, the first fight, that was so great?
Well, to put some historicity on it, the fathers who fought in 1990 and 1993, which is the whole reason this is taking place, it's a dynastic legacy fight between two families. The names of Benn and Eubank are iconic in British boxing, and even in British sport, I would say, not just boxing. The two fights they had in 1990 and 1993, and the fathers, as you know, are very involved with their sons still, are iconic moments in British sporting history. For me, the fathers Chris Eubank had 11 world title fights between the fights 1 and 2 in 1990 and 93. Nigel Benn had 10 fights, 4 world title fights between them. They've had to revisit again because, as you know, our great friend Turki Al-Sheikh has put 20-odd million up for these guys to fight again, around about 20 million. So they're taking it while the opportunity's there until or before Chris Eubank retires and maybe before Conor Benn sails back down to the welterweight or maybe 154-pound division to try and win a world title. They're taking it because the opportunity's there. A surprise fight. Yes, blood is thicker than water, so it's a family feud, ongoing family feud in a sense, but it was very exciting first time around. It felt like the perfect storm. At the time, I said afterwards, it's definitely a fight of the year contender. It was one and done. We saw everything we needed to see, from the egg smashing in the face to the drama about him being a drugs cheat to the extended time that it took between the postponed fight, 2.5 years, and the actual thing taking place, and it moving from an arena to a stadium. The drama of Eubank Sr. reuniting with his son on a dramatic WWE moment just before his ring walk on the night. It's almost like, and then the fight itself, which absolutely delivered 12 rounds of beautiful brutality, a toe-to-toe war. Whether they can replicate that, again, I don't know in the ring. They'll be different as they go into round 13, Ariel, but there is that feeling that it feels big in the bubble here, but hasn't really exploded yet. And now, tonight, all the outlets here are reporting the Anthony Joshua story, so it's kind of taken the thunder away from it again.
Yeah, that is a very good point. What did you make of this accusation from Eubank Jr. about the ambulance and Eddie and Matchroom stopping it? Explosive stuff. He put out a little clip. Very hard to understand the context, how long he was waiting, what it all means. But do you think there's any credence to it?
Well, as a very good journalist, you hit the nail on the head with all those things there. Look, it's just a clip of 2 ambulances in the bowels of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. It was a chaotic night leaving there. I normally park my car 4 or 5 miles away and cycle to my car, believe it or not, because it is incredibly difficult to get transport from there afterwards. It was bedlam outside till about 2 in the morning because I think there was an underground station, a train station shut at the time as well. It really was bedlam. There's nothing beyond that video. We haven't had a statement yet from the stadium itself, which is disarming and rather annoying because that video's been out there for a week. But I think it's part of a sideshow. Obviously, he was chronically dehydrated. Both men ended up in wards next to each other in the hospital on the night with their fathers there as well. Obviously, he made it through. It's a very serious thing when a fighter is ill after a contest or not well and needs to get to hospital. We know about the golden hour that they must be looked at and treated if there's something wrong with their brain or their or particularly as a head injury. Obviously, it wasn't in this case, but the Boxing Board of Control are looking into it. It's kind of a sideshow now. Obviously, in seriousness, it's not, but it's part of a sideshow. And we kind of need. We got the press conference tomorrow. The workouts are great. The two men are absolute box office stars. They're great characters. They're great to be around. I've known both of them a very long time. I think they really will deliver a great fight on Saturday night. But it's that moment, as you know, you've been around so many events. You've been around a lot of events together over many, almost decades now. You just need a bit of a push and a pull at the press conference. A bit of drama, a bit of that's something that makes the goosebumps go, a bit of a thrill, maybe something a little outrageous tomorrow, and then I think it'll ignite.
I'll let you go in a moment, but I do want to ask you about Senior, one of the all-time great characters, and I do remember a week or so before the fight, maybe 10 or so days before the fight, he's in the park. He's even having a go at you and saying, like, you shouldn't be reporting on this. You shouldn't be supporting it. You shouldn't be backing it, all this stuff. And then, of course, he shows up on Fight Night. I saw him on TalkSport, and Simon Jordan and Jim White did ask him, like, were you paid? And he kind of skirted the issue. And this time around, he doesn't seem to have the same kind of issues that he did with the fight, despite the fact that his son posted pictures of himself at the hospital looking emaciated, looking all beat up, looking dehydrated and whatnot. What do you make of his switch up? And do you think ultimately he was just kind of paid to show up and that's why he's staying quiet?
Well, he's saying paid, moi, non, clearly. So we have to go with him on that. Listen, he's an amazing character. I've known him many years. He's one of the extraordinary, most eccentric sportsmen you'll ever find, one of the hardest men on earth. He was a great warrior in the ring. He's brought his son up beautifully as well. He loves his son, so he's going to be there, and his son's going to make him a grandfather to twin boys very soon as well in the coming months, which he learnt about in the last couple of weeks, I think. What do I make of Senior? It's good to have him involved. It's as simple as that. It's great to be around. As I said earlier, were it not for him, we wouldn't really be having this fight. Because of the fathers, we have the sons, and the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, if I've answered your question there.
Okay, fair enough. Your pick?
I think Eubank on points again, 7 rounds to 5, 8 rounds to 4, which is what I had it first time. I think Conor Benn's got to make it a dog fight, make it a roughhouse brawl again. But I think Eubank will start with that jab very strong. He's got Bomac in his corner this time, Terence Crawford's trainer. So I just think he's too big, too strong, too experienced, too good. The only caveat is Conor Benn recovered very quickly from that 12-round war. He has 8 years on Chris Eubank, and if that first fight did take an enormous amount out of him, we may find out that he gets stopped late on Saturday night. But for me, Eubank on points, Ariel.
Do want to give you your flowers. Call of the Warrior out right now via Hail Mary Publishing. Look at this. I saw you with all the bigwigs gifting them a book. Conspicuous by his absence was moi. I didn't get any book, didn't get any sort of presentation, but it's okay. We're happy to support.
There'll be one arriving at Chez Toi. Send me your address right now.
Yes.
I will get one sent to Chez Toi immediately.
I appreciate that, but very happy for you. Looks fantastic. And I do want to say we miss you over on the MMA side of things. When are you going to start showing up at these press conferences, asking the tough questions?
They shall pay, I shall receive, I shall be there.
Okay. Thank you, Gareth. You're the man. Keep up the great work. It's always a pleasure from afar. You know I love you dearly, and I'm happy to see you in good spirits, good health as well, yes?
Very good, and it's a pleasure to be on, and I'm delighted for your success and your independence and your canonical ownership of your own work.
Thank you, Gareth. All the best to you. Appreciate it very much.
Cheers.
The great Gareth A. Davies, my old friend, Gad, as they call him on the streets, the Warlock. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.